What's up, guys? It's your girl Shalina with Shalina Speaks, and today I want to talk about Ashley Braxton. It's been going around on the internet. This video on TikTok. You can find her at It's Miss Braxton on TikTok. She decided to share some personal things with us about her family and why she wasn't close with some of them. If you didn't know, Ashley Braxton is kin to a family to the Braxton sisters, Toni Braxton, and you know, sorry, I can't remember the other Braxton. I'm sorry. That's just bad, right? I'm human. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But I love me some Toni Braxton. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Toni. My husband, not so much, but I love me some Toni. So Ashley had something to share with us, and I'm just going to share these couple of clips with you, because since then, since Ashley has posted this, she's made an update within the last 24 hours. So let's just get into it.
Okay, so I want to tell a story today, and that story is about how one of my aunts in my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell this story. A, because of my family. B, because I don't want people, it's not to hurt people to tell my story. But at the same time, I've been working through this so much in therapy, and this is something that goes way deep to my core in terms of worthiness and how I feel about myself. And it's been such a journey. And it's that moment of my life where I have to fully confront it and face it and talk about it, but talk about it because I also want to shed light for the women and the men and anybody who has gone through something like this, where you were underage and something in that sort of manner happened in terms of that sort of word of abuse. And I feel like I have to be careful with what I'm saying here because I don't want to be banned from talking about these situations, but also we kind of have to talk about it. I'm also not very good at storytelling, and I'm new to all this, and I'm also trying to get ready at the same time and tell a story. And I feel like the story is quite complicated and detailed, so bear with me here. But yeah, so one of my aunts does not talk to me because I guess she felt like I did something with her partner at that time. And nothing happened, but I'm going to try to tell the story quickly and also not name any names. And so I was with this aunt for the summer with my sister, and I can't remember how much time had passed since we were there in the summer for a little bit of time to when we got home. And when I think it was my stepmother was going through my phone and she found this conversation, this sort of conversation. And she showed it to my dad, and my dad called that aunt, and we spoke about it and we talked about it a little bit. And I remember just a lot of emotions, was a lot going on. I was 16 at the time, and I'm 32 now. I had to think about it. I'm 32 now. And so, oh my God, it's been 16 years. This is wild. Anyway, okay. So yeah, my aunt was there for me. She was very kind and very nice and was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, blah, 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 blah. And not blah, 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 but she was very kind, and it just felt safe, But then as the years had gone by, it's that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption anymore. And it boggled my mind because it was wait, but if it happened or if it was true, then that would make him, and you're okay with that? That's what you would like to hear? And I will just never forget how when I got older, I just realized that I really had to take the time and go back to that part of my life and understand how much feeling of like I didn't matter, that I was unworthy. It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like, but wait, that guy? And it made it even worse because it was like, wait, this guy that was doing this to you on TV, and like it's kind of in cohorts in the same spirit of what was happening, not in the same cohorts in the same spirit, but like, you know, I like, it's so painful. And I know that the ladies, the men, the everybody who has experienced this sort of feeling when your family doesn't believe you, or when you're at an age where you shouldn't have been put in that situation to have to navigate it. And however you navigated was however you navigated it. And this is what I learned in therapy, is like how I navigated it and how I dealt with it was how I dealt with it. But the most important thing to understand is that I never should have been put in that spot in the first place. And I think that's the devastating part, is that you realize that you didn't ask for that. You know, I did not ask for that. No matter what, I didn't ask for that. So I'm just wondering what other people who have gone through this, how they decided to handle this sort of situation. How did you go about telling your truth? And how do you tell your truth in a way that honors you? And I think the reason why I'm addressing it now so much is because I'm getting older. And if I want to have kids, and especially if I want to have girls, like I don't want to still be in that space and place and in that situation and just even having to deal with it, you know? And so next year I'm planning to go to the US, and I'm planning to like confront a lot of things because my sister passed away. Like I've just I fled the country because I was needing to save my own self and my own life. And when I say all of this, this is not a dig to my family member, because it's really sad that she also was put in that situation of having to deal and having to handle. That's not her. Like, I don't wish that upon anyone either. Do you know? There's sympathy there. But there's also so many other aspects of it when you're a child and you're like denied a voice. It's pretty much been like a lifelong battle for me. So it's been a journey, but I appreciate spaces like this where I feel like if I talk about it on social media, and I just felt like, I don't know, like I just felt like TikTok was the space and the place to talk about it, and it felt right, and it just felt accepted in this community. And so if you've ever been that person, I just want to hear from you. I want to know that you're okay. I want to ask you what sort of work you've done for yourself to get better. Like, what sorts of things are you doing to make sure that you heal? And I'm so happy that I'm getting to a place where I'm healing, so that then I have the heart and the courage to go heal somebody else, that next person. And not only that, but my aunt as well, you know? So this has not been an easy journey, and I hope that I'm not annihilated on this platform. But I do just, I don't know, like, I love you all and thank you. And if you've ever been that person who's been silenced, like, so much love to you. And you're an amazing person. And don't let anybody, not don't let anybody, because that's easier said than done. But wait, I'm gonna go to part 2. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so this is part 2 of my aunt doesn't talk to me because she thinks that I did something with her partner. And if you watched part 1, you could probably understand what's happening. And like I said, it's really difficult to talk about because I just don't want to be like, I just don't want people to be rude, because this happens to people where they've experienced some sort of abuse and then someone's told them that it hasn't happened or that it's their fault, or like they've just completely silenced them. And this is something that I really honestly sometimes thought was only, or that it was really big in the African American community, where we just sweep things under the rug. But then as I like have now lived in Europe for 10 years and I've traveled the world, it happens like it happens across the world, which makes it even more important to talk about, because a lot of people are going through this, but they're not allowed to say, or they're embarrassed, or they just feel like it's not something that they can even talk about. So for me, it was difficult because I realized that my aunt was starting to feel this way, that I initiated, or that it was I'm a part of the problem to blame. And I was saying before that I never should have been put in that situation as a kid at all, ever, especially when there's an adult involved. But yeah, okay, I was saying that this happens around the world. And I was asking the people who have gone through something like this to start sharing their stories and to start talking about it, because I don't feel like we talk about it enough. And I have a lot of friends who have opened up to me, who told me that the same things or that has happened to them. And I hate that we can bond about something like that, but at the same time, I'm so grateful that I can give them a space and a place that they also have a voice, because losing your voice about it is no fun. So I wanted to know how you guys were, or how you handled it, or like how you dealt with it in your life. And I think I'm getting older. I'm ready to have kids soon. Like, I can't be going through this anymore. And so I essentially left the US in 2014 and I went to Paris, and I was there for about 4, almost 5 years. And I'm so irritated at myself because I left right before I was supposed to get my citizenship there. But anyway, and now I'm here in Barcelona, Spain, and I've been in Europe for almost like 9 years now. And this subject has just come up for me and my therapy, and I'm addressing it, and I'm talking about it, and I'm shedding light on it, and I'm shedding awareness on it. And I just want to encourage other people to share your story and to find love and to find self-love for yourself and for everyone else involved, and just know and understand that it's not your fault. And I know that you did not ask life to give you this, because that's like another weird misconception. Is like, I feel like people are like, you asked for it. Like, why would I ask for that? It doesn't make any sense. But that you don't let it get to you, and you find a way to release yourself and to feel loved and to feel appreciated and just felt beautiful. And so I am excited to tackle this journey and just like have a support system behind me, and and talk about it with people who I know wouldn't judge me and just who get me, and encourage everybody else to practice love and to practice self-love. And you didn't ask for it, but you have to deal with it, and you're dealing with it like you're worthy enough to just at some point let go of it and talk about it and like love yourself. I think one of the most important things that I've done since I've moved to Europe and figured out who I am as a person and let go of maybe what I internally pressured myself to what I thought I needed to be, was to find my own, was to find my own values of life. And I feel like, hold on one second. Anyway, I feel like I did that, and I made my own values for myself, and I'm gonna grow with my family, but also find the love to create a boundary and a space in place for my relationship with my own family to grow. So that's it, you guys. I have to get dressed and I have to get ready. I hope you guys do not annihilate me for this, but this is for you, little lady or big lady or matured adults, beautiful flower. This one is for you, and you're just so worthy. Okay, I'm gonna go, but thanks, guys. Bye. Hey guys, okay, I appreciate the love, the support. I think it's an important topic to talk about. But the whole point of me speaking about this situation was not to ostracize somebody. It was to actually shed light upon this sort of situation. And there's so many women and men and people in the world who have to be silenced. And the point was to voice what happened to me. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. There is other sides of the stories. I don't believe that I need to come out with a bang and with guns blazing, and it's not who I am. It's not actually my character, and it's not what I was intending to do. And so as this is evolving, the point that I'm trying to make is that this happens to people, and people who are silenced should not be silenced, and you should not have to not talk about things that you have gone through. If you've gone through, your story is your story, no matter what. And if you want to tell your story, you can tell your story. What's the problem? That's the point about all of this. I tell my story so that I can encourage others to tell theirs. And maybe if I tell my story, and maybe if I share all the things that I've gone through in my therapy and all of these things, that maybe somebody else will have the courage to either heal their own life or heal somebody else's life. That's the point about all of this. So in all of this, I take it for what it is. There's no right way or wrong way to talk about it. Like, there's no such thing as perfection, and there was no perfect way to talk about it. However, there have been so many of you who have been sending me messages, who have been supporting me, who have been encouraging me, and who have opened their hearts and their lives and their stories up to me. And as I'm getting older, and as I'm developing into a woman, and as I'm going to have kids and all of these things that I get to be as a woman, the most important thing is that I get to be free, and I should be able to talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about. And if something has happened to me, I don't feel that I should have to be silenced. I should be allowed to talk about whatever has happened to me. Even as unfortunate as it is, it happened. And that's the reality. And I don't like living in a space and place where I don't get to accept my reality and I don't get to evolve as a person. So as I'm telling this story, I just really, truly hope that if you are someone out there and if you have felt this pain or you understand where I'm coming from, that you find the courage to find healing for you, because you're worthy, you deserve it, you're amazing, you're awesome, and you're beautiful. And that's literally it. It's not about who I'm talking about. The point that I'm trying to say is that if this has happened to you, please heal. And I've found my healing and I'm grateful for it. And if I can talk about it and help spread awareness, and if this is the way that the awareness is going to be spread, then let it be spread. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. And I hope that you find the empathy that's needed to talk about these sorts of things. And if this has happened to you, I'm so sorry. In all areas and in all aspects of the situation, if this has happened to you, I am so sorry. But I just want to be able to talk about things that have happened to me and be free to express who I am and what I've gone through. And if I can share my story and encourage people, that's all I want to do. Okay? So, everyone, happy holidays. Have a good day. And thank you all for supporting me. And even if you don't support me, it's okay. We appreciate you too, because that's life. Anyway, thank you. Ciao.
Well, as you guys can see, that was a lot to unpack. And it's unfortunate, all too well we deal with these things inside of our households, inside of our family, where you know, people are the black sheep, for lack of a better term, you know what I mean? And go unheard, and that's really sad, especially when you're trying to tell your perspective as a child, you know what I mean? But like Ashley said, she wasn't trying to share this story for us to go after this person or any family member or anything like that. She was just sharing her story for her healing and for her to give us some awareness and to kind of let us know that we're not alone and these things happen to people every day. Not to say that it's normal or anything like that, but things happen within the family, and it's just unfortunate that a lot of the times kids go unheard and kids are judged, and I really think that that needs to stop. And I know a lot of people may not want to hear this, especially if it's not your religion, but even the Bible says, through the mouth of a child, we really need to start listening to these kids and paying attention to what they have to say, because they're telling us some things that we need to know, you know what I mean? And if you're a person who've experienced something like this, and I'm sorry if you have, go ahead and drop it in the comments and kind of share, what happened. Share your story. You can use my platform to share your story. It's not a problem, because I'm all about awareness and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Awareness and justice. That's me. And mental health. Let me know how you're feeling about this down in the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you really like this video, go ahead and watch another video. And if you really, really mess with it, go ahead and share it with a friend. Until next time, peace.